Alrighty. So this next part here, and actually there's a little part of the aspects of stairs that it was just brought to my attention by one of my students, and I didn't even realize this was possible. When you are working on a stair, so here when you go to 3D, well, you know, that would help, wouldn't it? There we go. So when you are editing a stair, one of my students actually accidentally deleted the support, like so. See that there? I'm deleting the stringer on the side of my stair. And I was looking and I was trying to figure out how in the world, I'd never actually deleted a support off the side of a stair. And I'd never really paid much attention to this button here, which allows you to replace a support if you accidentally happen to have deleted it. So who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? So there you go. That's another feature that just to be aware of. So if you inadvertently, just while you're editing, you delete one of the supports from the side of your stair, that's how you can put it back in place. And obviously you can do that in plan as well. So in plan, if you happen to notice that that little band at the side of your wood frame stair is missing, you can go grab the support tool, put it on the edge of that stair and return it back to its place. So again, that is while you are editing a stair. Now another thing that can happen, just in the chaos of trying to get a set of drawings together, is that you can accidentally delete the railings off your stair. You know, so you're looking at it in section, you're looking at it in 3D and you go, oh shoot, where's my handrail on the other side of the stair? And it's like, somebody must have deleted it, right? Now, in the railing tool, there is this tool here to place it on a stair or ramp. And so now I can try and put it back in my stair. Now you notice, hey, it's not working. Why isn't it working? It doesn't matter if I choose the treads option or the stringer option. Can't get it back. The stair, or the replacement tool only works after both railings have been deleted. So if you've deleted one of them accidentally, you have to delete the other one as well. And then you can use the railing place on stair ramp tool. And usually you want it on the stringer. You just click the stair and the railings are returned. Okay, so at bottom of page 3, we've talked about our dot handle and our triangular handle. Just again, I'm going to reiterate. When you are editing your stairs, you've got your bottom flight and your top flight. If you want to change the number of risers in one of your flights, remember you use the diagonal handle, not the dot handle. The dot handle changes the number of risers in the total stair. And when you do that, you must do it at the top of the stair, because if you do it at the bottom of the stair, they need to fix this. If you do it at the bottom of the stair, watch what happens. I drag this up just one riser. And now it says 2. You know what that means? One extra big step is missing, so you'd have to jump up onto that second riser. Well, obviously that doesn't work. So that round dot handle on the first riser, don't move it, just leave it. So if you need to change the number of risers in your stair overall, use the dot at the top of the stair, and now you can change the number of risers total. And again, of course, you want to make sure that your actual number of risers meets the desired number that you have here in your properties palette when you're working up the stair. Okay, so we are on to page 4. And so what we're going to talk about here are the different kinds of supports that you can have in a stair. Now we've got our Part 9 minimum stair here, and inside this we've got the run, which we've talked about, and the landing, which we've talked about. Now we're going to talk about our supports. And there's 2 different kinds of supports. You've got stringers and you have carriages. Now a stringer, in Revit's parlance, means that you don't see the treads from the side. So when we go look at 3D, at what we've drawn here, you folks can see the, let's turn on shading here. You can see that the stringer is hiding the treads from view when shown from the side. But if we use the carriage on both sides here, so you've got a right support and a left support, carriages are open and they would allow you to see the treads. So now you can see that the treads come right to the edge of the supports. Now, Revit calls them carriages and stringers. Architects and builders would call them both stringers. So it's just kind of a terminology thing that creates a little bit of confusion here. So just beware of the fact that those two terms in Revit mean different things. So if it's a carriage, you see the treads from the side. If it's a stringer, you do not. Now, just like we have a run type here, that's part of this stair definition and can be found in the project browser under stairs. So there's our non-monolithic run. Likewise, we have folders for our carriages and folders for our stringers. Now, the carriages are closed. So, the carriages are open, which means that you can see the treads when viewed from the side. Now, if we want to redefine them, now here it's, if we double click on carriage, it's 2 by 12 inches. Well, that doesn't exist unless you get special lumber from somebody. So really what we should do is rename this 2 by 12, which of course is 1.5 inches by 11.25 inches. All right. Now, if we want to make this truly code compliant with Part 9, I believe the structural depth on run, now this is the amount of meat left over in the stringer that's not been cut. So when you notch out your support to put the treads in there, the code requires, and I think it's 75 or 70 millimeters, that's the, parallel to the bottom of the 2 by 12 that must be left there so that the lumber still has some strength left. So I think it's 70 millimeters. So it's just about, I think it was 2.5 inches that was shown here before. So yeah, I can leave it at that number. It's kind of an ugly number though, so I'll make it 2 3/4 inches just so it's a little cleaner. So now we've got a 2 by 12 carriage, and you'll notice in the background here that this piece of lumber is going to get a little bit smaller. There, you saw that? So now we've got a 2 by 12 defined for our carriage. We'll do the same for our stringer. I'll rename it 2 by 12. Oh, okay. Can't have the same name as this guy up here, so I'll call it 2 by 12 stringer. Width 1.5 inches. Depth 11.25 inches. And again here I'll make the same structural depth as the code requires. Alright. So now if I were to choose the stringer option instead of showing a 2-inch wide member for my stair here. So if I choose the stringer, it's going to use the 2 by 12 stringer that I've defined. So you can see here, whichever I choose, if I choose stringer, it goes into the stringer folder and would show me whatever stringers I've got defined. And if I've got different carriages defined, it would show me the different choices of carriages that I've defined, but I've only got one each so far. Now we're going to make our own custom stringer here in a few moments, so we'll leave it like that for now. So there it is, a full 2 by 12, correctly sized support, which Revit calls a stringer. Okay, bottom of page 4, we've, or actually, sorry, before we get to bottom of page 4, there's middle supports for a stair, so middle of page 4. When you're defining your stair style, if your stair is quite wide, you can define with a checkbox in your stair style, middle support. And when you use a middle support, Revit will show you one of your carriage sizes here. You are not able to use a Revit stringer for a middle support, only a carriage. And now you folks can see it's added that middle support into the stair and notches it out. So if you've got a really wide wood frame stair and you want to show intermediate support for your treads, that is the process by which you would do that. Okay, so over to page 5. Oh yeah, there we go. So that's the numbers I got with the carriages and stringers. Now, bottom of page 5 here, so what we're going to be able to do is to define a stringer shape that uses steel. So it's quite often see steel stairs, and the supports for a steel stair are often done using C-channels. And so the next thing that we're going to do on page 6 is take a little exercise here to create a steel stair. So I'll let you folks have at that. And we'll work on that for the next 10 minutes here. Just wave at me if you've got any questions about getting that done.